Hey guys, welcome to day 11 of Vlogmas. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about the truth about raw veganism. So, I know that there's a lot of stuff going on in the vegan community right now. Like, there are people who used to be raw or used to be vegan and they're no longer raw or vegan. And so I think it really invites us to ask the question about what is truly the best lifestyle to live and what's the truth about health in general. So I've really had to ask myself about this, not just now, but also when I was doing health coaching and I was doing raw and vegan health coaching and I was promoting the raw and vegan lifestyles. So let's talk about truth. So, in my opinion, there are certain things that are universal truths, and they're kind of like usually physical world reality truths. So, for example, you can label it gravity or whatever you want, but there is a force that keeps us here on this planet and that keeps us stable. And that there's not a single person in the world that could just go out of a 10th floor window and they would be able to just float and fly. There's a reality, there's a truth in the physical world that almost restricts us and that keeps things sane and continuing and that makes things real, okay? Now, when we talk about health is a very personal and individual journey. So something that feels good for someone else might not feel good for me. So within the raw vegan community, there's oftentimes a belief that raw veganism is the only truth. And for me, raw veganism is my truth. So in my reality and in my world and in my head, raw veganism makes sense for me, and it does in my world. It makes sense for other people as well, sometimes. Because I understand that this lifestyle is not for everyone. It's not something that feels they don't want to do it, they don't have the motivation to do it, they don't have the desire to do it, they have other life circumstances that don't enable them to do it. So I understand that. But I believe that everyone could benefit from raw veganism if all of those things are aligned and they have the desire and the wherewithal and the motivation and they have the resources to do this lifestyle. I believe that anyone and everyone can benefit from it. Can. Not necessarily a truth all the time. Okay? So really, a lot of this video is really inviting you to think about what is truth, right? So I believe that there are universal truths, like I said, like gravity, like certain physical world realities, but then there are many individual truths. So for me, raw veganism is my truth when it comes to health. The raw vegan lifestyle helps me to feel my best. It helps me to feel healthy. It helps me to feel vibrant. It makes sense. It resonates for me on my health journey. But I cannot speak for anyone else. I do not know how anyone else feels. I can only know how I feel in my body and with my thoughts and opinions and experiences. So I cannot make health claims for other people. So I invite you, if you are grappling with understanding or coming to terms with people who are no longer raw or no longer vegan, and they're doing it specifically, I'm talking about for health reasons. You know, I'm not speaking about other reasons here, but for health reasons. I invite you to really think about what health means to you and to really reflect on it being a personal and individual journey, and recognize that other people might feel differently. They might come to the raw vegan lifestyle and they don't feel as good, or it doesn't really resonate, or maybe it resonated at one point in time, but it no longer resonates now. And that's totally fine. We can change our minds. We can have different experiences. Life can throw so many curveballs at us that it can really cause us to completely change our belief systems. So for me, I personally don't believe that there will be a moment in time in my future where I will not be vegan. I believe I will be vegan for the rest of my life. And at this moment in time, I believe I will be at least mostly raw vegan for the rest of my life. But I have no idea what my future holds for me. I have no idea what health situation is going to come my way, or life situation, or something that's going to challenge my belief system. So I truly can't speak for my future self. But I can tell you how I feel right now. And right now, in this moment, raw veganism is my truth when it comes to health. It helps me to feel healthy. But I can never speak for someone else's truth. I also wanted to say that raw veganism is a commitment that I've made for myself, and for me, it is worth the time, the money, the energy, anything that I put into this lifestyle and to live this lifestyle. It is 1,000,000% worth it for me. That also may not be true for other people. So it is a commitment. I commit the time, the energy, I research things, I've studied things, like, it is worth it to me. It's a commitment. I commit to it every single day. I've been committing to being fully raw for 6 months. I've been mostly raw for 4.5 years. This is worth it to me. It's a commitment. It feels good for me. But I cannot speak for anybody else. So I definitely wanted to address this because I understand that when we see people who stop being vegan or stop being raw, it can cause us to question our beliefs. It can cause us to experience feelings of like anger, or, you know, whatever feelings are coming up for you are totally normal and valid. And it makes sense. Like, you feel, especially with like YouTubers, you might feel like you trusted that person, and it's just a lot can come up, a lot that you may not have even expected. So I just really wanted to invite you to think back and bring it back to yourself and recognize that it's not about that other person and that it's not about anybody else. Like, your personal health journey is just totally separate from anybody else's. And it really is about coming back to ourselves and recognizing what health means for us, what feels good for us, and doing only what resonates for our individual selves. So I hope this video has been helpful. I'd love to know your comments and questions in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Love you. See you soon. Bye.